good afternoon, Tanisha. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon, La Rochelle. I am wonderful. Happy to be here with you again.
Yes, it's our second, I'm going to call them webisodes. How do you like that?
I like that. I like that.
We're doing a vlog, we're doing a blog, and we're doing videos. So I think that that pretty much encompasses the whole thing, just so that our listeners know there's multiple ways to get this information from us. We want to encourage you to watch our videos, but if you prefer to read a blog, we got that. We got you covered. So I'm just glad to have you as a partner in sharing information with our listening audience because, leadership and business development, I think, are both of our fortes. And I love sharing information as an educator, and you as well, being an educator, is just something I really enjoy doing. How about you?
Oh, absolutely. I love helping people. I really love helping small business owners grow their business, and having this discourse between the two of us, it excites me. It's something I'm really passionate about. So I enjoy having this call every week.
Awesome. Well, let's just get to the topic for this week. We're going to be talking about giving business owners quick fixes to increase their traffic, get more conversions, and to just get found on their website. Dr. Tanisha Lamel, just have to make that clear, expert in her own right. I've got many years of experience myself in helping business owners to create an online presence, and we're going to give you some tips today on how you can increase yours. So one of those first tips we talked about was getting specific and using SMART goals. So what would you say, Tanisha, are some of the things that you would recommend in order to get more specific about your website?
I think, first of all, it's very important that the business owner who's developing their website, they know exactly what it is that they have to offer. What is your value proposition? What do you bring that's different or better than the competitor? Being very specific about that, as well as being specific about your goals for the website. What are you trying to achieve? Who are you trying to attract? What is your ultimate goal? Why do you even have a website? We know that business owners all need a website. They need to be found online, but really get specific about your particular goals.
Yeah, and then social media should be an enhancement to your website as well. I would always tell people that social media is where the conversation gets started. It's where you're able to be very dynamic, and once you've engaged them and they want to know more and how to reach you, how to contact you, then they can come to your website for that. And I would just add to say, when you're building your website, there's a huge assumption that if it's there, people will just come to it. If you give your website address, people will come to it. And we both know that that's not the case. You've got to
be not the case.
Yes, and know who your audience is. Once you have an idea of what your expertise is, who do you want to resonate with? Is it, for example, with me, I'd love for more people who are working in higher education to come to my website. I would love for other government agencies that I'm interested in working with to come to my website and just add credibility to some of the proposals that I write. So those are my examples of SMART goals. But we have a second tip that we want to offer, and it is make sure that you get action. You have a call to action so that once you've connected with your audience, they know exactly what they need to do next with that information.
Absolutely. Get action is number 2, and it's so important because people, like you said, if they build it, they will come. That is not true. It doesn't work like that. So, and even if they do come, what do they do when they get there? So you want to make sure that you have a call to action, and probably many call to actions throughout your website, so that your visitor knows exactly what it is you want them to do when they arrive on your home page or whatever landing page you're sending them to. So if you want your visitor to sign up for your newsletter, then you need to ask them to sign up for the newsletter. Subscribe now. If you want them to call your office, call now with the button that clicks and rings directly to your phone. If you want them to schedule an appointment, have that call to action so that the visitor is not just wandering through your website with no direction, not knowing what to do. And I really recommend having several call to actions throughout the website, like I said, on each page, so that the visitor to the site knows how they can interact with you and what next step they should take to get the information they need.
Yeah, you brought up a good point about a landing page. I know that's a term some people might not be very familiar with, but it's another way to get intentional about the action that you want your visitor to take, right?
Right, absolutely. And landing pages are used a lot on social media when you want to send someone to a very specific part of your website. Say, for instance, you have a new product or a new book, and you don't want them fumbling through the different pages of your website. You want them to go straight to that page where they can get the information about that product. Well, you can create a landing page that is specific to that particular product. It can have its own search engine optimization so that it can be found specifically for that product. So very important. Landing pages are really important. They're really just extensions of your website, but they can be used easier throughout social media platforms.
Well, the third tip, you said it, and we've all also alluded to it, that just because you have a web page doesn't mean that you're going to get found. So the third tip is do things so that you can get found. Make sure that you're next in Google. Make sure that you have maybe a subscriber list so that you can push out the information to your subscribers via a mail platform like MailChimp and Constant Contact and others like that. But what do you think are some of the things just immediately that can be done to get found on Google or search engines?
First of all, making sure that you are even in the Google index. People think that they're just automatically there because they purchased a domain name and they build a website. I do go in a little bit more detail in the ebook, 5 Things Every Business Owner Can Fix on Their Website in a Week, in terms of getting found, because it does take some work, but there are some quick fixes that you can do to make sure that you're being found. One is making sure that you have relevant content on your website. The other is making sure that you're sharing your website with your social media audience or with your other networks. But there are several things that you can do, even if you're not a web developer, even if that's not your area of expertise. There are things you can do to make sure that you're being found by Google, Bing, Yahoo, and the other search engines, but you do need to be intentional about it. And the ebook will, again, give you more direction about how you can do those things.
And with that, we got a call to action ready for you as well. We want
Absolutely.
you to get that ebook and learn more. We've given you 3 tips, but with the ebook, you're going to get 2 bonus tips to go along with the information that we've shared today. And so if you're interested in learning more about that ebook, we definitely want to share that information with you. Both Tanisha and myself, we've got a wealth of experience when it comes to business development and websites. And this ebook, I think, is going to be perfect to just kind of add to and wrap up with what we've just talked about right now.
Absolutely.
So if you want to give any more information about that?
Well, you can get the ebook on my website. It's a free download at thecleversite.com.
Well, that sounds great. And I'm looking forward to our next conversation. So we'll see you all next week. Please come back and join us. Bye.
Bye-bye.